Well, I got it finished poured. I was going to put some bolts to bolt this down, but just the way the thing is, actually I did put bolts. You can see where I just didn't like the way they were working out, so I pulled them up and filled in the holes. I figured I could do something different later. It's the size anchors and all I had didn't match the holes in that. So if nothing else, what I can do is just take a 1-inch sheet of plywood, exterior plywood, and bolt this thing to that plywood, and then bolt the plywood to the concrete, which would probably be better off all the way around. And then that way I could put my bolts into the concrete. Like out here, I can drill them later out here maybe, and over there, and it would still be bolted, but at the same time I could take it off, and if I needed to move it or something. But I'm gonna put the strut metal all the way around here in an L, and I've actually started tearing up my electric lines already. You can see I got a regular town built here, and every building has its own electric line, and it's just just kind of become a nightmare, one wire at a time. So what I'm gonna do is these here, I'm gonna dig back and cut over, and then just bring them up into a box. Each of these, every one of those will be brought up in its own box and labeled. And by box I mean little $10 throw switch box and circuit breaker box. And then I'll pipe out of that over to, I'm not going to reuse this thing here, the breaker box. I'm going to put another one there in the corner and just run them in there one at a time. And probably set a, well, there's no probably about it. I'll set a 6x6 back there, and I'll just transfer my power. The 6x6, I have to go to wherever I think I can get the proper tension on my power drop. And I'm just about tensioned right as it is, so I might end up having to set my 6x6 there. But I'll set a 6x6, probably maybe a 20-foot one or something. I'm not sure. Or either another telephone pole. I've moved this thing about 5 times myself. It's not something it's advisable by any means to do, but if when you're kind of in the business, so to speak, you know what to do to be safe. But I'll just take the whole thing. I'll take this off here, break this. What that does, that gets rid of all your weight. So then all I have is just the meter and the pipe and the drop. And I'll just swing it over to the 6x6, bolt it all down, then come down. I'll probably drop it down a little bit lower. Come down, and I'll have a big switch, a big breaker, cut off. I'll have a cut off there, then come down below the cut off, and then come over to here, and then that way I'll be able to run the generator. This generator here is not big enough for the whole house, but it's big enough for most of it. It's 8,000, 10,000 surge. And I really need like 17,000 to 20,000 for everything that's here. But this is just kind of like get me started, and it's really more for the outbuildings than necessarily the house. I have another generator for the house, but I eventually want it all out here. Both generators. The other generator's going to sit right here, and it will be the LP type. This is gasoline. The other one will be the LP type. It'll sit right here, and it will control the main house back behind me. And to be honest with you, that big one, when I get that, it will control everything. It'll be 20K, so it'll be big enough to control everything. But this right here will be big enough for sure to take care of everything else out here, the town, so to speak.